mind. He wants friends. He's a pretty happy kid usually. He's high functioning. I mean, he's fully able to hold a conversation, and he walks and he loves to run. He likes to build little. We FaceTime family while we were eating so he could brag because that's something he likes to do. My son doesn't run. He's not a runner. He's never run away before. I don't know why. I don't know why he walked out that door. He loves Minecraft. The game that he has is not online. He has the Switch. He doesn't have any extracurricular activities. Sweet, stubborn. He loves to help. He loves running, and he loves to play his games and his fidgets and Uno. Lord, that's one of his favorite games right now. Favorite color is green. Oh God, he loves music. He loves, like, when we were in California and the school had this lap thing to gain money. It was a fundraiser, and every year he was, I did this many laps, I did this many laps. I mean, I've got t-shirts where they would write on his back. Every time the kids went around, they'd mark a mark on the back and they'd keep running, and he just had marks all the way across his back. He likes playgrounds. He hates being dirty. He don't like being dirty. He loves animals, but he's terrified of bugs. Yeah. Even a fly, and he's like, oh! He gets on a one-man track, and he is just on it, and he is all about it. He loves playing games. He can go to Culver's.
Oh, boy loves
he knows where Culver's is because Culver's has malt. He loves malt, extra malt. Every time, extra malt. And that he knows how to get to his daddy's. We know that. He, for the most part, is happy. He likes to laugh and joke and tell you all about everything and then some. He loves games. He loves video games. He loves to play with his Legos. Even building things with me. We build little projects here and there, but he's always a character. But he fidgets constantly. He loves shiny pennies, paper clips. He's always like, whenever we go to the grocery store, he always looks on the ground and looks under the register counter, and he's always looking for shiny pennies everywhere. Paper clips. He loves to bend them out of shape and play with them, fidget with them. He loves playgrounds. I mean, we've said it before, he likes fishing and things like that, but he loves cats. It's his favorite animal. I don't know, he's a good kid. This is not normal for him to run away. He's not a runner. Although he doesn't like to be dirty, it's kind of funny because he also doesn't have awareness, because if you look, he's got chocolate milk on his face because he didn't wipe it off at breakfast. It's funny like that. And he likes to dip behind the, walls and watch, and then he comes out after I come back and he likes to scare me. He doesn't have a history of being an eloper, which is common, and I have friends with children on the spectrum who do struggle with elopement with their children, but no, Sebastian, that's one thing, has always been a blessing. He's not been an eloper or a runner. His primary areas are like social and emotional dysregulation issues and things like that, but he's very smart, he's functional.
overall, he's a pretty happy kid. I mean, he's a teenager. He's coming into his hormones. He's angry that he's growing a mustache, but for the most part, he's a happy kid. He can be aggressive if he's upset. He doesn't like punch and hit and throw, but he gets really like aggressive stanced or like clipped where he just won't talk to you, or if he's really upset, he like growls.
Because Sebastian is an awesome person who deserves to be home. Sebastian's room is always a little bit messy. So Sebastian struggles with maintaining friendships with a lot of the children his age because even with the children that are similar, they tend to have different interests. Sebastian gets very
He
like
doesn't.
mind tracked. Like if he's
Yes.
wanting to talk about like Minecraft, then he wants you to be 100% all about the Minecraft. And so a lot of times, like other children will be like, "Yeah, that's cool, but I want to do this," and he'll be. And so they wind up getting frustrated with each other, and that's where a lot of his like struggles making friends come into play, is
And personal
because
space. Personal
yeah,
space.
personal space is also another part of it where he disregards like what we call the personal bubble, just because he just doesn't have that awareness. Like he'll just be right here in your face. um, but he's capable of getting along with other kids. I mean, and he does, but typically for shorter periods of time. Um, at school, he does pretty well with a lot of the kids, but even that, they have to take breaks, because not him, but not just him, but even the other kids, they each have their unique interests and their unique ways of thinking and doing things, and so they get to each other and they have fun, and then something will happen and one or both will get frustrated, and so they got to time out and whatnot. Um, we have met some kids, especially like because I like to take them out and go do things, especially in like public settings like the festivals and bowling and stuff like that, to get them out and get them. It gives an opportunity to interact and work on those like kind of social skills and meeting people and being appropriate when meeting people, responding, with appropriate emotions and stances. Like if someone's being polite and says hello to you, to match that energy and not come at a different energy. And we have like a scale that we work on, like what is the problem that's frustrating you? Is it like a 0, 1, 2, 3, and then okay, well, what's your response to that? Type thing. So, yes, he has interact and does interact with other children and people, but he struggles to form those like stronger bonds with people. No, although he's in denial, he don't
Yeah.
want to tell mama that he likes girls. He's definitely got a unique rhythm. He loves to dance. Utterly loves going over there, and we do game nights. He loves playing cards. Uno is currently his favorite game. He changes his favorite food probably every day.
Um,
Chocolate milk has been a long time runner. Not
Mm,
fried and no sauce, just plain steamed tofu and sushi. The boy
oh
loves
yeah.
sushi. He loves it. He likes it, but he doesn't at the same time because it's so loud and clanky. So Sebastian wore pull-ups because, when he was having his regression, when he was having issues with wetting the bed or wetting his pants, he had issues where he would wet himself at school, and then occasionally would wet himself at night. Now I know that Seth went and said that that never happened at his house, but I do know that it did. Of at least a few occasions that I know of. But that's not the point. The point is that he did go in and out of pull-ups based on when he needed them. So if he was during a regression phase, he would go into the pull-ups, and then once he, got back on track and he was not having wedding issues at school and or home, he would go back into regular underwear.
And that, unfortunately, is just something that has been happening for, ever.
Right.
Sebastian was late to potty train and has had issues going back and forth with it basically his whole life. Sebastian had a recent autism diagnosis, but Sebastian has a chromosome deletion that he was diagnosed with when he was a baby. He's got combined type ADHD, so he does get, hyper. Um, his behaviors become a little more like he'll flip flop between his moods more, like being overly excited or, um, he has periods where he's really calm, where he just hyper focuses on, whatever it is that he's playing or fidgeting with. He, um, can become a little more temperamental, like more easily aggravated. Not that he becomes violent, but he just gets aggravated easier. He does get an increased appetite when he's off of his meds. An unfortunate side effect of those is that they do suppress the appetite a little bit. So he'll eat more. But and he will be more. I'm trying to think of the right word. Like when he'll start telling you something, he'll be on a bunch of different subjects, but all like in the same sentence. Yeah, he becomes a lot less coordinated in his thoughts. He's all over the place. Hey, mama. And I said, oh, this is going to be good. Hold on. And I pulled out my phone and he went, green tea. And then I stopped recording. But right after that, he was like, he just thought he was the funniest person on planet Earth. I mean, he was doubled over laughing at himself. And I wish I'd have kept recording, but he did. No shit, y'all. He bent over laughing because he thought he was just so funny. And they come out of nowhere too when you're not expecting it, and you just like lose your place, and you're like, did you just verbally kick my ass? A lot of personality. I mean, he's got that teenage attitude going on where he's all over the place. So one minute
Oh
he's
yeah.
angry, and next minute he's laughing and joking, and the next minute he's like, I'm going to my room. What are you doing? Nothing. He's still young at heart too, like mentally he's young. He still likes to play with his Legos and well, he has I think it's called Marble Run. It's where you can build, it's like a puzzle, but you build like little tracks and it's got marbles and they race down the tracks. It's super fun. But that's been one of his latest things that he'd been playing with was he was all about making his marble runs. Well, everybody in the world knows his favorite video game. Minecraft. But I don't know. He loves to play Mario Kart. He's got all the Mario games, Mario 8, Mario all the Mario racing games. I can't remember all of them. The Superstars. Every time he hears of a new Mario game coming out, he's like, I gotta have that one. When we sit up with we've even got the little like wheels, the racing wheels. You put the little Switch controller in and turn it into a steering wheel. Oh, it gets serious. He'll be like, you're going down. The worst part is he kicks my butt half the time in it too. Well, it's like the picture with him in front of the big trophy. That was a thing that we took him to for his birthday. And we let him pick his team. And I'll be darned if they didn't win. Well, it's one of those game show like experience things. So you go in and it's like you're on a game show because he loves watching game shows on the Game Show Network. Loves Family Feud. Hell, he he watches Wheel of Fortune with me. He don't never guess the puzzles. He sits in here, no whammies. It depends on if he got to do what he wanted to do that day or not.
Yeah.
Family Feud is his favorite. That's his number one go-to. I was gonna say sushi, but tofu is a good contender. Plain tofu, not fried tofu. Like steamed, no sauce. Just plain tofu, warmed up. Eat it all day long. But Sushi, I'd have to say, is probably his number one favorite, but tofu's up there with it. Oh, yeah, he loves fish. If you offered the kid fish or steak, it's fish every time, no questions asked. He eats pretty healthy. He likes his vegetables. He loves the little sweet peppers and bell peppers and squash and zucchini. I mean, Brussels sprouts. Oh my God. Every single time we go to the store, Mom, will you make Brussels sprouts? What's worse is I'm sitting here cutting them up, trying to prep them to cook them, and he's eating them raw fast as I can cut them. Nutella. Honestly, chocolate malt, extra malt. Dude, you're allowed to get a snack, but don't eat all the sugar in the world. You already can't sleep. And then again, he loves peanut butter too, so. He's Swiss cheese. Good Lord, Swiss cheese. The child likes Swiss cheese.
Ugh.
Every single time we go to the store, Mom, can I get some Swiss? Yeah, but you know you're responsible for eating it, right? And like not just any Swiss, like baby Swiss and lacy Swiss, like the worst, stinkier Swiss. And then he likes to come over near me and be like, and wave it near my face. And I'm like, ugh. And he likes ham, but he wants the Virginia brand ham. So we got to go to the deli counter and get his Virginia brand ham. Different every time we buy a box. He was on Lucky Charms pretty hard for a while. And he went on Reese's Pieces for a while. He was on that s'mores cereal for a little while. He went on a kick for that. He got off Raisin Bran. I don't know what happened. Like one day he just decided he didn't like raisins anymore. His favorite drink ever is just milk, but loves the Martinelli's apple juice, specifically the Martinelli's in the glass bottle, not the plastic ones, Mom. Don't buy him the plastic ones. He has to have it in glass because he's bougie like that. We went to when we were, I think it was Costco, when we were in there, and I was like, "Oh, Bubba, they got your apple juice," and he said, "Well, hold on," and he went over and tapped on it. And he said, "That's not the right one, Mom. I don't even want that." But you know what? Sebastian won't touch anything carbonated. Nothing. I think it's a sensory issue thing for him. He can't stand anything even lightly carbonated. He can't stand it. Because he's got sensory issues, but you know, each kid, you know, person, everything is, you know, unique to them. And for him, carbonation is a hard no. He has never drank a soda a day in his life. He's had a sip and hated every single time. Because I mean, I do the flavored waters, and he was really into it with me. So every day we'd go and we'd make our like little water talks, and we'd do different recipes. We got a whole water bar set up, and he'd help me pick out flavors, and he would make his own waters. But I use sparkling water sometimes, and he would every once in a while he would grab my drink and drink it because he was being funny, and he's like, "Oh, I drink your water." Well, he every once in a while he'd grab it, and it would have carbonated water in it, and he'd take one sip and be like, "No, he does not like Pop Rocks." He's weird. Like when he first got glasses, it was really difficult to transition and to get like accustomed to that. He's been in them for years and years now, so he's used to it. But like hats, he likes hats, but he can't stand wearing them. He tries, but he only manages to wear them for like a few minutes, and then he's like, "Yeah, I'm done. Get it off me." He likes shorts over pants, but once he gets transitioned into pants, so like in the fall, once the weather turns and it's, you know, no longer acceptable short weather, once he gets used to wearing pants, it's not a problem. He wears them every day without a question. But it's the transition, you know, so like when the weather starts getting warm, he'll start when he can start wearing shorts again, and then that's all he wants to wear, if that makes sense. For him, I don't necessarily think he had like a significant preference of pants over shorts so much as it was whatever he's accustomed to wearing. So like once he transitions into pants, he gets used to just throwing pants on every day, and he doesn't try to wear shorts. Vice versa. Like even at night, like so it goes fluid. So like he'll wear sleep pants when he's, you know, in the wearing pants phase, and then when we transition back to shorts, he actually starts wearing shorts to bed too, like his pajama shorts and stuff. So he tends to be reasonably consistent. Overall, yes, he does much better when he is on a regular routine. And thank you. So like for getting up at about the same time every day and having the same routine to get up and get ready to get out the door, and nighttime routine, taking medicine, taking shower, getting ready for bed, same thing in the morning, getting up, brush your chair, brush your teeth, put your clothes on, make your bed, take your medicine, get your backpack, are you hungry? Do you want to take food for lunch or do you want school lunch? That type of thing. And then, he leaves at the same time every day. But at the same time, it's like after school, once, if we've got to go to the store, it's not a huge problem if it's all of a sudden like, oh no, we need to run to the grocery store, so he's easily able to do that for the most part. So, yes, he's able to just like go run some errands and things like that, but he's also, for the most part, we try to keep him on a regular routine so that he functions better. If you have sporadic bedtimes and everything, then he starts having more, difficulty with being on track and on task and everything, or he doesn't really sleep very well. His sleep routine has never been specific, but you know, it's downtime, it's quiet time, it's, you remove the stimulus, screen time shuts off at the same time every day so that you have that, decompression time. And, we have the night lights and the little fidgets for the self-stimming and everything, because that's, you can't make them just do nothing. It's turning off all the screens and okay, we're going to be quiet. I understand you're not necessarily going to sleep, but you're going to lay in the bed and relax. He prefers to be inside. And the inside stays pretty consistent. He absolutely loves going swimming. So I mean, he loves the summer because he can get out and he can go swimming.
Oh, water,
And,
baby.
we can do more stuff.
Yep.
We did a lot more of it when we were in California. We used to go hiking a lot. They have like, I know they have it here, but they have like waterfalls and beach
Yeah.
hiking and everything out there that we used to go to, and he really enjoyed that. But then again, he also really loves going outside and building and having snow fights. When we had that rain, or not rain, but the frozen snow, when it was too cold to even make a snowman, we were still outside throwing, ice at
Snowballs.
each other. Trying his best to make snowballs, but it wound up just being throwing handfuls of fluff across the yard. I mean, he, for the most part, though, he likes being inside. He's the kind of kid that would rather play video games and be inside hanging out than outside playing football, but he does like going out, and he likes playgrounds, and he loves like the trampoline places and running, and yes, he does like to read Minecraft books. We go to Barnes and Noble every so often, and he picks out books. And the only ones that he has genuinely showed interest in and even read more than once, they have Minecraft novels. They're actually thick. They're a couple hundred pages. And I bought him all the ones that we could find, and he loves them. Well, actual storybooks. He likes Barnes and Noble because there's Starbucks in there too. Stupid cake pops. Every single time we're near a Starbucks, Mom, can we get a cake pop? He's very, very particular. Surprisingly, he likes the Starbucks refresher drinks. He likes that one. He liked the what was it, the acai swirl one? Or no, dragon fruit swirl. He loves dragon fruit and mango. Found out that he absolutely loves mangoes, but he does not like star fruit. But he loves dragon fruit. Um, he has allergies, kick his butt, because he's allergic to grass. So whenever the grass is pollinating, his allergies get really bad for him. As far as any like serious allergies like peanuts or anything like that, no, we haven't found any food allergies. Just being picky about some stuff, but no, he's um outside of grass pollen. We really don't know any other allergies. Something that we'd been really, really working on because other people had been like, "Is he wearing deodorant, Mom?" And I was like, "I mean, I'm trying." It's a recent development too. I mean,
Yeah.
he's gone through a growth spurt, and it was like overnight I blinked and he had like a little mustache growth coming in, and all of a sudden he was starting to smell and his voice is changing and his hair's getting darker, like it's turning darker, which is why like in some pictures it looks brown but it's really kind of blonde. But and his eyebrows, he went from like just these like real light eyebrows to it was like overnight he got big old dark eyebrows. He's really coming into his hormones, and over literally I think he grew an inch in a month, 2 shoe sizes. Yeah,
Oh my God.
that's
It
why
was
in the
great.
beginning there was all that talk about the shoes, and it was like, how does she know? Like, how do you know? Like, well, because he literally just outgrew them all, and we were in the process of replacing them. We started off with, an immediate, a new pair of shoes and, a new pair of boots. And, we didn't buy sandals yet because it hadn't turned warm yet. And so I told him, I
Right.
said, when the weather gets warm, we'll buy them then because who knows if you're going to grow more in another month. He literally, like, it was like he went to his dad's, and then not even a week later, he's like, Mom, my shoes don't fit. And I was like, but those are new. And he's like, my toes are in the front. And I was like, oh, Lord, get in the car. He's so angry about getting hair on his face. And I was like, well, bub, we can teach you how to shave it off. And he's like, no. And I was like, so you want to leave it on your face? And he's like, no. I was like, I don't know what to help. I don't know what to do to help. Like unfortunately, you got two options: have hair or shave the hair. I don't know what else to do. I can't make it not happen. He goes back and forth, th- and we for the most part try to accommodate it. Like there's sometimes when we go into a haircut, he's like, I want to keep it longer, and then other times he's like, I want to shave it all. Normally, when we go into a haircut, I pull up like pictures of haircuts and I let him like, I'm like, okay, what do you want to do this time? So honestly, it just depends on how he's feeling. He changes his mind on what he wants on his hair. No, I mean he's growing and changing, and the voice thing throws me off because like some days he still sounds like my little bub, and other days I'm like, who's this grown dude in the house? Like what? But we knew it was coming because his voice has been cracking for a little while here and there. But it had only recently started getting deeper more consistently. No, so here, I can't speak for when he went to Seth's house, but here, we did positive reinforcement and positive reward system, so he earned his game time. And it was on the Switch, which had like the parental monitoring and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Um, So that was the only game system that he had played on here in a long time. It's his latest thing when I say something that he doesn't like, he goes, Mom! Or when he's really annoyed, he goes, Mom! I can't imitate his voice because it's deeper than mine now, but that's how he does it. And I'm just like, what? And then I usually try to smother him in kisses while he squirrels to get away, and he's like, ugh, get off me. He talks a lot of shit when we're playing games. He schmack talks, because we play cards. Oh, we play a game called Chase the Ace. We play a game called Blind Nines, Rummy. Uno is his favorite card game. He's got this one called, I think it's Spot On, where you both like flip a card and you've got to spot something real quick. But we've got, I mean, shit, we have a whole closet full of board games and whatnot that we play. He plays chess. He plays with Chris's stepdad. He plays with Chris sometimes. Last year he was in the chess club. This year he hadn't joined in any clubs in school. In middle school he was in the chess club. And then he was doing really well, and then I think something happened with one of the kids he was playing with, and he got beat, and I think they had like a argument over it, and Sebastian didn't want to do it no more. He went, but he wouldn't play, and they were like, you have to play to be part of the chess club, and he was like, well, I don't want to go no more. And then he started failing a class, and we were like, well, you got to be passing to be in the chess club. And then he just didn't join again. And then high school is on a whole nother level. So he didn't go into it in high school, but he was super interested in like the agriculture and whatnot. So it wasn't necessarily an extracurricular per se, but he was like, that was his like number one goal for his classes. He wanted to take agriculture. And he wanted to work with the animals. I mean, he was doing pretty good in school for the most part. I mean, he had his grades were all good, or well, yeah, I think all of his grades were up. It kind of ebbed and flowed. It depended on if he was putting effort in or not. He went through a little phase where he quit trying. Yes. So at one point he had said it was in one of his IEP meetings. He was like, I want to be like Dad and operate a crane. Yeah, it was so sweet. And he's actually operated some heavy equipment, quote, but and he did so good at it. He said he wanted to work with animals, but he only wants to work with cats. I don't know how that works, but I think vets have to work on more than just cats. When we went through for the high school orientation, where you can tour all the classrooms and talk to some of the teachers and learn about some of the programs, because you got to pick your schedule, you know. He saw the agriculture area where they had they do, I think, like dog grooming, and they had chickens and rabbits and maybe some other animals. And he was just so excited. He was like, I want this class. He liked fishing, but I don't know necessarily so much about camping. Oh, yeah, he used to go to the gun range. I mean, he loves going to the playground. That's outside all day long. He prefers a pool to the beach. He's been more into TV shows than movies lately. Mostly game shows, ridiculousness. He watches the Survivor show. I can't remember what it is. Guy or Bear. The one where you can like make selections and choices, and what you choose depicts how he goes. He really likes that one. Well, I kept trying to get him to go to the movies with me to watch the new Wonka movie, and he just did not want to go watch that. He thought it was stupid. He is a Swiftie. He likes Blake Shelton, Jelly Roll. Sebastian and Chris play Name That Song in the car. So like on the radio, he'll be like, who sings this song? And I'm like, I don't know, but I know the words to the song. And Bastion in the background is like, it's so and so.
Oh,
He loves Uptown Funk You Up. Uptown Funk You Up.
oh yeah.
But the reason why I know he has a crush on Taylor Swift is because I saw him on YouTube Googling something about being Taylor Swift's boyfriend. I think it was, does Taylor Swift like blonde boys?
Cats are the number one. He loves animals, almost all animals. He loves water. He swims like a fish.
He is what they would consider high functioning. He's not, he doesn't struggle with verbal communication, but he does, he does struggle sometimes with expressing himself, is I guess the best way that I could put that. But he's so smart, and he's so capable, and that I think the initial image of him that was portrayed was misleading to an extent. And I think that in the chaos of trying to get the initial information about him out, that various things got taken and misconstrued. So I would just tell everyone that he's smart, he's capable, he's funny, he's able to speak to you and to recognize things. You know, he's a teenager, and you know, so he's a young man. Honestly, he just had a birthday, and I'm sure that his mustache is coming in more. I mean, he really is a good kid. I miss his smile. I miss his laugh. I miss going and doing fun things with him. I miss taking him to get a haircut and him saying, "Mom, feel my head." I miss cooking dinner with him. I miss game nights. He would play Uno until the sun came up if you let him. You know, he goes through phases of which games he's into, but you know, I miss him. I miss everything about him, the good, the bad. I miss his attitude. I miss, you know, him trying to eat all the sweets instead of dinner. I miss him stealing my Brussels sprouts while I'm trying to cook them. His jokes, the way he laughs when he tells a funny. He had, there's a video that I put out that he was being goofy, and he had this like half gallon of green tea that he had gotten from the grocery store, and he thought of this joke, and he ran in the kitchen and he grabbed a green cup, and he was like, "Mom, green tea!" And it was just so funny, and I was just like, "Dude, hold on, you gotta do that again." And I grabbed my phone and I was like, "You gotta do it again." And he was like, "Green tea!" And he was just like, it's not in the video, but he was just rolling because he just thought it was the funniest thing ever. He was getting to where he had some good ones. He was coming into his sarcasm. You know, like one of the other videos I released, when it's hard to hear, but we were bowling, and because he has a lot of fun with it. He actually was getting a lot better without bumpers, but he like rolled a good roll, and he turns around and he's like, "You got wrecked, Mom!" And I was just like, what is happening right now? But I mean, I miss that, you know. I miss being able to hang out with him, you know, because he's not little anymore, you know. Which we had a lot of fun when he was little, but when they get older, you know, you start being able to do different things with them, and you know, game nights are, God, they're a blast sometimes. He loves to go to the pool as much as possible. He loves to swim. He's I don't know if I put that picture out or not, but there's one that I took of him. He has on this like giant, I think it was a flamingo, and he was just like
just being a cool guy. Because talking about him is what we want to do, but we want to make sure that people know his face. We want to know that people know who they're looking for, and we would just ask that everyone just kind of be aware of your surroundings in general. You never know. All it takes is just one person that could make a difference.